See, most of my ideas are old, and you've got to move with the times or you're not there.
Yeah, I'm Robert Chambers. My wife and I, Donna, operate a property south of Cobar, about 60 k's. It's 27,000 hectares. We predominantly run Dorper sheep here as a meat job. We also do a bit of opportunity cropping, mainly feed cropping, like feed cereals, oats and barley, that type of thing. We've got a tractor here that we do our sowing with, and because of the marginal country here and marginal cropping area, we try to reduce inputs, and we've converted this machine to put the exhaust gas in the ground through the air seeder to reduce fertiliser inputs. We've been running for 2 years now, and anecdotally we believe it's working quite well. We did some early trials with it against DAP, 50 kilos of DAP. Certainly wasn't as good as 50 kilos of DAP, but it was way better than nothing. So as far as growing just feed for our stock and that type of thing, we think it's going to be a winner. A mate of mine by the name of Chris Higgins sent me a pamphlet on it, and then I had a look at the internet, good old Google, and I became interested in it, and I went and saw one fitted on a machine, and I decided that I'd probably be able to build it myself and have a go at it, experiment with it. It's just putting exhaust gas in the ground. The whole concept of it is you've got to get your exhaust gas cool. So you need it at ambient temperature. That makes the carbon monoxide, which is the bulk of the exhaust gas, more stable. And so all you do is you've got to build a big radiator, cool it down, and you're trying to cool temperatures, you know, in vicinity of 300 degrees C to hypothetically, you know, the 22s or 25s, whatever the ambient temperature of the day is, and you put it through your air seeder, and you put it through your existing fan. Your existing fan draws it in, and just delivers it through your sowing tubes. And the only criteria is you've got to have enough ground working, have the tube going into the ground deep enough so that you can trap it in the ground when the press wheel comes over it.
When he first told me about it, I was in Canberra and he rang me up and he was like, yeah, I'm going to put the exhaust into the ground. I was like, yeah, what's that going to do? Anyway, he explained to me, you know, it's going to halve or eventually cancel out completely the input of fertiliser.
The theory is that it helps promote microbial activity, and there is some anecdotal evidence that there's a certain amount of nitrogen benefit as well. Gary came up with the idea, this is Gary Lewis in Canada, came up with the idea that the rain that comes out of a severe thunderstorm, or moisture, or water that comes out of a severe thunderstorm, is higher in usable nitrogen. Initial thinking was the fact that it was the electrical charge of the thunderstorm. Gary came up with the theory that it wasn't an electrical charge, it was actually percussion. It was changing the form of nitrogen and to a usable nitrogen, and so he decided that percussion could be mimicked in an internal combustion motor. And that's where that initial concept came from, that this is going to be good for, why not put it into the ground, it's got a little bit of nitrogen or you know, percentage of nitrogen with it. That's apart from all the microbial activity you get from the other trace elements and so on that are with the exhaust gas.
Robert puts a lot of time and research into these things, and more than what I used to do, and therefore he's had a fair bit of success with the different things.
Well, we're sowing wheat, barley and oats. We're concentrating on oats mainly because that's our staple for feeding and finishing off lambs and so on, and so we're trying to grow them cheaply. I think it'll work well.
Magnificent. When super went up to $1,000 $1,000 a tonne, or a tonne, or whatever you call it, it sounded real good.
Well, from the drought and that, you know, we've had to adjust our stock quite a lot. I mean, we've gone from merinos to Dorpers, which we wouldn't be here without them. And yeah, we sort of, you know, got completely out of that sort of high input sheep to a less input. You know, we're adjusting our fencing all the time. We're just, you know, trying to fence the goats out so they don't eat all the sheep's feed. Yeah, and things like the tractor and the things that we're doing with the zero till. You know, it's less time, which is better for us, and you know, less inputs.
We went through 10 years of dry, very dry seasons. But we spent, you know, roughly $50,000 a year in trying to get crops in fertiliser and so on, and it all went up in smoke. So anybody's calculations, there's $500,000 gone, and we had to prop up with other enterprises. So they're the reasons why you sort of are always open to these ideas. Now, you know, I've got neighbours and brothers-in-laws that think that I'm an absolute crackpot, but you know, if it's all about, as I said earlier, the yields. If I can grow, you know, 9 bags of oats with this exhaust system, compared to 15 bags of oats with 50 kilos of DAP, I think I'm in front on the bottom line, and the gross margin will stack up, I think. So, and particularly in this marginal country, because there's so many years that you don't get any return at all on your fertiliser. So it's not that drastic. All you're losing is seed and a bit of fuel when you do it this way. For a $12,000 outlay and a bit of labour, I think, you know, we've recouped it already. But I can't quantify that exactly in yields and so on, but we grew a half reasonable crop of, like a 6-bag crop of oats this year, in a pretty marginal year, and it only had exhaust gas under it. So I was pretty pleased with that.
The way I feel about this place is just, it's indescribable. Like, it's my home, it's where I'm born and bred. You know, people always ask me when I was away, and you know, where you're from. First thing come out of my Cobar. Every time, and you know, everyone go, oh, where's Cobar? And you just explain it to them, and you know, everyone just go, oh, why do you want to live out there? And it's my home, it's what I know, it's what I love. Yeah, sure, we could go and live somewhere else and buy land somewhere else, and it'd be 10 times easier. But where's the fun in that?